Hey guys, welcome back to Evony with Genghis on server 68. So today we're going to check out the other new general that came in this event, and he's found in the European section, and he is a wall general. His name is, I believe it's William Marshall. Yes, it is. So here he is, and his most obvious comparison is to Joseph Johnston, who is probably second or third best general. He was always the second best to Zach Taylor, and this is all just my opinion. But then the new one, Leo III, came out, and he's very close, so they could be kind of tied for second. So let's compare this new guy, William Marshall. I'll just compare him right to JJ, Joseph Johnston, and let's start with a side comparison. Okay, so here we have William Marshall, and here is Joseph Johnston. So just at first glance here, I'm just looking at the core stats at the top, the leadership, attack, defense, politics. He looks better than Joseph Johnston, and he is 15,000 power to start versus 14,000. So leadership, 115 to 111, and it goes up at a higher rate of 898 to 892. Attack, 112, going up at 892. Johnson's only 105, going up at 857. So that's 2 for Marshall. Johnson has 118, going up at 856. And Marshall has 113, going up at 888. And when you get to K40, that's probably going to pass what Johnson has. Politics, 111 to 856 versus 101 to 848. So this is starting to look like a much better version of Joseph Johnston. Let's look inside the rest of the numbers and see. So Johnston gives you in-city mounted troop HP by 15%. Marshall gives you in-city mounted troop HP by 20 and ground by 20. And in-city range and siege by 20. And Johnson gives you in-city range and siege by 20. So let's look at the other specialties. But as of now, it's really looking like a blowout, and Marshall could actually compete against Taylor. Now we'll have to flip back and forth in the tavern to compare the two of them because I had photos uploaded there or taken, and you can't click on the other buttons when you're doing that. So we have siege machine attack 10%, all troops 6%, range 10%, and then mounted 40, range and siege 20. So siege ends up going up 36 basically because of this 6. And range ends up going up 36 as well. So 36, 36, and then 40 for mounted troop attack is what you end up with. So let's compare that to what Johnston gets. Johnston better be impressive or it's not going to work out here. So range 10, so range and siege 10, all 6, range and siege 36. So we end up with a total range increase of 26. We end up with a total siege increase of 52 versus 36 for Marshall. So Johnson does save a little bit of face there, but he loses 20 on ground HP, doesn't get the 40 on mounted troop mounted troop attack, which isn't overly important on defense because they're mostly going to die and you don't want to form your defense around mounted troops. But these core stats right here, to me, you know, that 16% siege buff extra that Johnson has over Marshall, when you're looking at Marshall starts out at 7 higher on attack and he increases greater, so he's probably going to end up a good like 60 or 70 points, maybe even 100 points higher when you get all the way to K40. And I'm just going to cultivate here just on my Zach Taylor just to see what happens on troop attack. So I believe it's 1 point is 0.1. So I'll look for an attack one. So attack just went up 2, and right now it's at 15.10. So yeah, so it's 0.1. So that means 10 points is 1%. So that would be about a 10% buff in total that Marshall's going to be gaining or making up for in the lack on siege attack. But then he gets all that extra and all the other stuff. He finishes higher in everything. So I see no way really that I can continue to say that Johnson is the second best. I think this William Marshall guy is awesome. And makes me a little upset that I don't have him. But my Johnson is max. I got just a very, very tiny bit left to do on his final spec. It's actually basically done. I could do it, but I don't like to do it without the lucky stones. So I'm just saving up, waiting for those so that I could better use my resources. So yeah, if I got William Marshall, I'd be extremely happy. I'm not going to compare him to Zach Taylor just because they're completely different, because Zach Taylor has the massive range buff on defense. But I could see an argument where William Marshall is now the best defensive wall general in the game. So that's my opinion. Let me know if you guys got lucky enough and got him this event. If you do have him, you are lucky. So this is Genghis, server 68. Like, subscribe, leave a comment.